Okay.
How do you see the Dow Jones Index heading in the next 6 months to a year? How do you see the Dow Jones Index heading?
Time frame?
6 months, in the next 6 months?
Okay, currently I believe technically Dow Jones is range bound, and it's towards upward. Okay, now what's Dow Jones 1700, I think. Yeah. So the market can go about 1,500, 1,700. That's about 6 months time. The most it can go about 80,000. We have a model, we have a model of this Banner Fibonacci cycles, where I've done look at Dow Jones, but I didn't bring it here. Otherwise, I can show you. It's not range bound. Exactly what I told you now. The market we're heading towards that. But the chances of the market coming down is less. Range bound. This is range bound.
Did you see the big crash?
Well, everybody have their own opinion, but technically it doesn't show that. Doesn't show. It will be a crash, but not now. I would expect the crash for 2018, 2019, based on the mathematical Banner Fibonacci. That's it. That's real crisis. A big war will happen. Basically, when you have a big war, a big crisis, there's always followed by boom economics. Now economics are on the boom side, roughly. So they follow up by crisis in 2 years' time, I think. Yeah, that's my personal view. Based on the facts and figures that I have. Mathematically, not other things. Okay.
Right, we have another question.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Jamil. Okay, Tuan Abdul Wahid, my question is, what is your opinion about the spread trading in futures or commodities? Thank you.
Can you explain what's that trading? I was a future trader with Merrill before. Tell me what's scrap trading?
Spread trading is
spread trading. Okay.
Yeah, it's like intermarket or something like that.
Which particular market?
Maybe futures, maybe FTPO, or maybe between crude oil or other commodities.
Okay, spread trading means you're taking the difference between the physical and also futures. I think that's what spread is about. So therefore, you are following the trend. So not much different whether you follow one index, you follow the actual physical or futures. No different. Spread trading is done by traders, a lot by traders because they want to take advantage of the profit. But I suggest, if you're not familiar with the spread, let's go to a real one, real trading. Physical, spot. Spot means you have to buy and sell, logistics, shipping, and that's more problem. Go to the futures. Futures, the opportunity you can sell first, buy later. That's benefit. Because currently your experience is, when the market up, you buy. When coming down, doa. That's what you do. I think, yeah. What you should do now, short the index. That's what you should do. Hedging. If you are allowed anyway. If you're not allowed,
Okay, talking about hedging, I'd like to ask Redza about hedging. Let's say we have 50,000. You already buy stock, let's say for 20,000. How many lot you should buy for FKLI? But please be aware, FKLI is not Sharia compliant, it's conservative.
What's the question again?
Okay, if you have, let's say, 50,000, yes, how many lot you should buy for or sell for futures contract in order to protect your portfolio?
Alright, the minimum I can say, if you have a 50,000 capital, I think you can just should buy minimum is 2 lots. So that's enough, because 1% move, like you all see, you can make your profit around 20-30% already. So 2 lot is quite minimum, and then just in general, I think 5 lots should be good, because you can feel the profit is quite significant there. And then I would like to add about the spread just now, the spread trade. One of the reasons why some of these futures traders, CPO especially, they trade spread, is because of the margin is lower. It's half from all this requirement that I showed. And then when you buy one contract and then you sell another contract, it's lower margin. And they all are intraday stages. So one tick, get out, one tick, get out. But your lot that you jump in, a lot. That's why we call it local traders, and usually they use spread.
Yeah, what he's saying is correct. Future. I was a future trader with Meritus before. I noticed. So what we need to do, margins about 3% to 5% actual contract. So it's a very, very so-called sensitive. Therefore, you must have your margin ready, so margin call, all those stuff. Otherwise, you lose your underwear even. So this is where the problem. But the biggest thing you need to have is your analysis must be correct. You see, if your trend analysis is wrong, you can forget it. You attend my course, then I tell you what to do. Serious.
Any question? My name is Lee. I'm a direct question to Encik Abdul Wahid. You see, US has been every year printing a lot of money, and then you have been saying that US dollar is being useless. Based on your projection, Dow Jones were going to reach 26,000 points. Now it's about 1.5. Okay. You see, the question is, underlying question is, if every year, you see, US can't even pay the interest of their own deficit, how is US is going to interpret in future? I mean, interpret this first question. The second question is, a lot of countries are slowly shifting out from US bond, despite interest is, the bond rate is quite high. Take example, with the new renminbi come into our, one of the world currency, be a special during that, right? As I say that, Mr. Sen is having a lot of hidden agenda. Even the US currency is hopeless, but they can able to sell bomb to Saudi, anything. Translation of the balance of payments. I need your comment, please.
Okay. That's a very intelligent question. Okay, the first question, you know, US dollars is supporting by us, really supporting. You look at Singapore dollars, again, what Singapore has, really, the people like us. And who supports Singapore dollars? Who supports? So we put that question. Dollars is almost everybody use dollars. In fact, there's a joke. When I was in Moscow, my friend told me, the son told me like this, that they are traveling into some other countries. That why are we using our currency to this country? So what are they using? They're using US dollars in Russia. So we go to other countries and say that we are using our currency in this country. So everywhere. Therefore, it's support. Oil is traded in US dollars. Whether you like 90 million barrels a day, multiply by say $100 for example, how many billion is that? How many billions a day? You multiply by 30 days, how much? So oil, all trading activities, all US dollars. Therefore, even Mahathir also want to talk about Dina here and there, all this cannot do. There's no way. If you want to do that, Uncle Sam will catch you, CIA will come and catch you. Listen, they are everywhere. Even here I have Uncle Sam one or two, I don't know. So I've been working with Merrill Lynch, I've been working with Conoco, I've been working with Dow Jones, all US companies. Big companies, giants, I know, they're views. But as long as we support their currencies, US will still stay there, although they don't have value. It's all about confidence. That's it, confidence. And then what happened then, another thing, everything paid by US dollars, anything, US dollars. You realize a lot. When you travel, you always think US dollar first, not Euro dollars. US dollars. So last time we talked about sterling, but I have a problem because I paid 40% extra for my son's study in overseas. That means last time I paid 180, now I pay 240 a year. Crazy, isn't it? So these are the US dollars situation. But you have to compare. Now what China is trying to do now, they try to whack this thing. Yuan coming in, and they want to do Russia, rubles and Chinese together, bring currencies, all this. They want to de-peg the US dollars. But I do not think that will happen next 1-2 years. I do not think so. It will stay next 5 years, even until the next war, real war happen, then maybe change stories. That's my view. Second question about, what's the second question again?
About the internationalize of the renminbi, the currency,
okay.
The future and the outlook.
Okay, the renminbi, obviously, it was from 70, 80, now it's about coming down to 58, 59 per US dollar. But then in my Facebook, I also telling that before they do the devaluation, we had suspect renminbi to 65 at that time, but not about that much. So Chinese currency going to be a strong currency because the economy is very active by them, China itself. 35% of US bond controlled by Chinese, 35%. And Japanese and also Taiwan together, 65% of the debt in America hold by them. Yes. So I told the central bank in China, you have actually won 34 countries or USA. You take over. You know, they just laugh at me. When they unload, when the Chinese unload all this, US economy will have some problem. So that's my view. But yuan will be going to be strong currencies, not so dependable currencies. And trading, they're going to use renminbi to do now. Renminbi LC, renminbi this, renminbi. I know in Labuan they are doing now, starting already to issue LC in renminbi. Imagine that. So slowly. But the Americans do not want to touch Chinese anyway. So if Malaysia do that, they will whack the people. Simple. Okay.
Alright, any other question?
That's okay, yeah?
Hi, my name is Shafiq. I would like to ask a general point of view from you guys. As a trader, do you look into Sharia compliance status, or you just trade? Like the moderator is saying that futures is not considered Sharia, but is it halal or haram for you guys? You know?
Let me answer that question. I work with the BNB Securities, the Sharia compliance stockbroker. So for the futures market in Malaysia, practically we have three what we call that famous product: FKLI, FCPO, and gold futures. Alright, FCPO is Sharia compliant. So what we call that, you can buy and sell tanpa ada rasa ragu-ragu, right? Tanpa was-was. Okay, Sharia it is a very Sharia compliance. However, for FKLI, okay, it's not Sharia. No, I don't say Sharia, not Sharia. I say conservative, like use loan, Islamic loan, conservative loan, so that sort of thing. So it's depend on your choice. For Malaysia, in general, commodity, it can, as long as it's with something that physical, then it much more what we call that stronger basis on the Sharia. Alright. Okay. Any other question?
One last question.
Okay. Basically, I got two questions. Maybe not specifically to anyone. The first one is very little has been touched on the TPPA, especially what sort of impact that bring to Malaysia. Is that something that we need to be really aware of? This kind of things, you know. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is I don't know why I get so nervous. Maybe I should stand, maybe. But it still revolves around what Mr. Lee's been asking just now, right? I mean, we know with TPPA is coming, but there's also this what I call, you see, Najib is trying to please US, but at the same time we are flirting with China as well. You see, lots of business being given to China, China capital has been brought in. So how do you see this in long run? Are we going to get entangled in between these two? I mean, you point out practically aligned with my line of thinking as well, that the good walls, all the big things will happen around this region. But with this game that we are playing right now, where will that bring us short term and medium term?
Thank you, sir. This is beyond technical analysis. Yeah, it's my macro view. Alright. Interestingly, okay, we want to answer that question about relation, because we have in one way supporting US from the TPPA agreement, right? But China is coming strong. They in fact start buying our bond. That means filling the hole that all the foreign broker which is selling our bond. So China coming in to fill the gap right now. So we are also one of the first in the world who are keeping the reserve in yuan. So we have good relation with both China and US. So now this question is, how the situation will unfold for let's say next 5 years will be.
Let Mr. Wahid say yes or no. So you need to decide.
Okay, the power worldwide is now, I foresee, two, the Western and Eastern. Economic-wise, 2 years' time, Eastern is higher than Western. Economic-wise, activity and whatever. I could be wrong, but that's how I look at it. Then China and Russia go very strong. They have resources and everything. And US and Europe, they talk a lot. Yeah, talk a lot. But I don't see much moving down there. Europe is like an old woman, sorry to say. They talk, and nothing happened. That's it. So that's Europe. US is a different story. Yeah, but if you talk about balancing of power, the eastern side is going to be gaining the strength, much stronger. Yeah. So my view in 5 years' time, shifting. US is nervous. That's why they come here. They come here. Oh, and they send their CIAs everywhere, and the Russians send the KGBs all everywhere. Yeah. One of them, my comrade, are behind them. So, seriously, I know because I spent a lot of time in Russia, the way they look things and so on, so on, so on. I've been trained by British, worked with American, my mind as Russian and Chinese. That's it. So therefore, I still say in 5 years' time, very likely that America and Europe got to work with us more rather than that. Only we depend on them on purchasing power, on printed money, that's it. So later on they say, give me gold. So they cannot give you, we will sell to you. That's a joke, yeah? But in short, we're going to see very volatile in the next 5 years. Positioning of power, positioning of influence and so on. Then now is alignment time. Alignment time. Let's see what Uncle Sam is doing now. Really, wherever Uncle Sam go, trouble. Wherever, from President Johnson, Carter less, but still there. Johnson, Bush is the worst. Two Bush, two Bushes, basically. and then now Obama sounds look clean, but Syria issues all Obama, so problem. So I think be cautious. When we deal with American, be cautious, real cautious. So that's the answer. My answer. I mean, I already have some answers. Yeah, you. Either way, very interesting.
Alright, I know you have some answer. Let me ask one question first for Nabil. Alright, we see the strengthening in the ringgit, right? Potential strengthening ringgit. So that means the export counter should be reached in the, we call that toppish view. Is it correct? And that the toppish view for the export counter, I'm gonna ask Azizul from the Iluit perspective. And is there any potential import punya thematic play? Company that going to benefit from the strengthening ringgit? Pure. Is there any counter that potentially have that what we call that idea, the tema?
Let me think.
Okay, and another one, aside from plantation, construction, property, semiconductor also have been what we call that going for quite strong for last few years. So is this cycle can add on another leg for next year potentially?
Alright. So to me, I'm looking at history and cycle. Basically, sector rotation and thematic usually last for 2 years. We don't see more than that. So we really see that more export-oriented counters and sector have moved 2 years. I don't see any more, unless we see more strengthening in ringgit, more weakness in ringgit lah. But I don't think so. As what everybody said, as Azizul said, we see some sideways movement, and we see the things will be like that for another 1 to 2 years, right? So to me, no more export-oriented tema or team. We could see more onto our domestic country or domestic play, because there is no other place. If we cannot export, we only can do domestic. And based on our GDP, more towards on consumption, and consumption is our main income. So yes, yeah, most likely the sector that I've been saying just now.
Alright, thank you. Question? Any question?
Thank you. It was interesting, this question just now. I would like to relate that to what our Prophet Muhammad used to say to Muslims. You see, whenever we want to learn something, to explore for knowledge, he even quoted, go as far as China. Nuntut ilmu sampai ke negeri China. Why? Why did Prophet Muhammad mention about China 1400 years ago? Now when we are talking today, it's looking at something, that thing is coming to. See? But what I'm scared is one thing. You see, when in the 80s, when oil price was very high, the late Lee Kuan Yew used to say, a lot of money is going to go to the Arab states. Sure, they got a lot of money and they became rich, and they spend like no business does. Okay, but that's the Arab way of doing things. And when Mahathir mentioned, I think that one of his at that time actually he wanted he was with the idea of trying to punish the US presidents and British prime minister, because those are the people who are actually war terrorists. We tried to do that. Then Mahathir tried to do that. And one of the things that he mentioned was he wanted the dinar to be the currency for oil. But as you know, President Nixon has gone into Saudi Arabia first, so nothing to do. That's the sad case. Okay, coming back to stock market. In the 80s, Japan was very strong. You see that the stock market was going, Nikkei was going sky high. And they bought a lot of, in fact, the Japanese are really controlling the American economy. Just like today, the Chinese are actually going into America and buying a lot of things, buying bonds and so on and so forth. But what happens to the Japanese after a few years, I don't know, a few years or 5 years, 10 years after that, the economy crashed.
Sorry, I have to cut short. Can I have the question directed?
Yeah, I want to relate to China now. So I don't know what's going to happen to China. If Japan can go very high and then crash, I'm scared China also will face the same problem. That's my serious worry. Because as far as we are concerned, we are going very strong with China. And since Redza's time, we are going very strong with China. And now with Najib, we are still going strong with China. And because we are strong with China, somebody don't like us. Somebody want to comment?
All right. Any other question?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Redza Sazali. Just a little bit of question. Been here for the past 20 years and saw two crashes already. The 10-year cycle, 86, 97, 2008, 2018. What do you think about the stock market? And if it crashed, let's say 2018, what's the worst point that we are going to look into? 200, 800, 1000? Get with?
Azizul.
I think the Vijay mentioned this now. So we are looking at, I'm looking at 1503. can come down. If you break below there, then you can go to 1475 to 1300. Right, that's the level. So AWG said 1300, yes. So we are going to there.
1300 plus minus 50.
Yes.
That's for next year.
2018.
2018.
It was equivalent to
Banner Fibonacci cycle indicate that you have First World War, Second World War, Vietnam War, crisis or Roosevelt era. Then you have this Iraqi war. Next one will be, we don't know where. 2018 will be something crisis, either economy or war.
So we are in the, maybe in my count, so in the 24. So I believe they might go back to 2000 after that.
So 2015 is the completion of the fifth wave.
You're right. In fact, after touching 1413, the market go to 2250 plus minus 50 or 2450 plus minus 50. That's the level I'm looking at the market go up. But that's the year about when I'm not around. 2020, that's a level you may touch that position. 2003 to 2002 to 2004. Yes, all these are 11 AWJ 11, not the other one.
Alright, before we have last question, I want to ask Hasrin. So, what we do now, then, right now, some of us may be bleeding. That means holding the counter that's supposed to be cut, but still not cut. So, what should we do now?
You mean trading strategy or what?
Yes, that means if let's say I have the losing counter that lost them more than 50%, so I just cut it, so I hold it into long term, or the other way around?
That's why I explain tadi my strategy. Kalau ada untuk beli apa semua, bila dia drop 5% below the purchase price or the current high, I just cut. Itu I punya strategi lah. Kalau you dah 50%, it's too late already lah.
So what we have to do, 50%?
Depends on the counter. It depends on the counter.
So that means we have to see a little bit fundamental?
Yeah, a bit fundamental and also technical also.
Right.
But I think, depending lah, kalau 50% tu dah, orang kata dah macam cancer dah Stage 4 cancer Ataupun you boleh cut and find a new one. Switching up.
Or short the futures.
Okay, yes.
Hi, my name is Shariza. I have a question to go on AWJ. Okay, let's say you said just now that the oil price is going down. So how does it affect our local stock market?
I wouldn't know really. Oil is basically pays for everything in the economy. Basically now. Last time gold, virtual gold, but oil is control almost everything. So if the oil market heading downwards, i.e. it will affect the growth of others also. But cheaper price, it means to generate more economy. What should be? Yes, cheaper, then generate more. So unless our currency still maintain higher, that's more problem. But it should be good for the economy. That is in short. If we go more detail, let's brainstorm. At least we need 20 brainstorm. We have some ideas, and then we cut the one that's not relevant. That's it. Yeah.
Alright, that's the end of our Q&A session. Before, thank you very much to all our speakers. Okay, before we finish, we have some gift to give away.